So hi everyone. Today's my plan is to discuss about the basic functionality of FTK. In the earlier session, we have discussed about the installations. How do you create the case? How do you upload the images? While you upload the images, what kind of profile you can select, and on the basis of the profile, what the FTK they normally do. The FTK will apply all those profile, and that they will display the evidences in front of you. So today's agenda is to discuss the in-depth functionality after the processing of the image. So I have a two agenda today. The one is understanding the different features that will be provided by the FTK, different options, different way to view the evidences, different way to group the evidences, and what is the biggest strength of the FTK, that is indexing or index search or the live search, and how do you generate the report. And I also have a plan to compare the FTK functionality with the autopsy also simultaneously, so you may have the better idea. Okay, so now as you can see on the screen that my case is got processed successfully, and in this case we have uploaded earlier three images. One is the data leakage PC E01, data leakage RM E01, and the data leakage removable drive E01. So we have added three images. So the FTK has processed all those three images successfully, and they have provided this window. Now remember one thing, as you can see on the screen, you can find one window here on the left hand side. You can find the evidence items. Okay, if you select any of the evidence item, you will get the file content, the list of the files which available inside uh, those evidences. So as you can see, if I'll select this one, you can find that the reflection here. And in the file content, the content can be viewed in the hex, text, filter, or a nature. Okay, so that's a second view. Now remember one thing, just below, if you check this one, just below your file content and the evidence item, you can find one more window is called file list. So suppose take an example, if I'll click here in the recycle bin, then in the recycle bin, how many items are there? So these are the list of the files you can see inside this recycle bin, and this shows the content of the evidences which you have selected here. So if you compare this with the FTK, I would say that FTK normally have this kind of view. They have the directory structure. Whenever you select any of the directory, you'll find the listing. Okay, and when you click on the listing, you can find the at the below you can find the file content. So here they have the same kind of view. This is the tree evidences. Instead of the data source, they called it as an evidences. Here you have the file content view, and just below you have the file list. So I can find the almost same kind of, I would say, a view. Now let me minimize this one and let's see that. So now you can see we'll talk about the upper tab. So in the Explorer, when you click on the Explorer, you can find the evidences. And as you can see that we can find that there are three evidences it was added. So let's click on the first evidences. And when you click on the first evidences, you can find the partition 1, partition 2. So we have two partitions, and the third one is called unpartitioned space or unallocated space or related evidences. Now, if you click on the partition one, you can find the system reserved. So I would say that this partition is using the NTFS file system. Now, when you click on it, you can find some different files. So let me check the root. Inside the root, I can find that extended, boot, and system volume informations and unallocated space. So I don't find that, when I check this root partition, I would say that this is not a OS partition. That's it. Now let me minimize this one and let me move into the into the one more partition that is called partition 2. Now when you click on the partition 2, you definitely find the same kind of folder structure. You just click on the root, and inside the root, you can find the different files and files and folder structure. Now as you can see that here you can find the program files. Is it program files 86? So I would say that this is the OS partition basically. Okay, below that partitions you can find the unallocated space, that also you can see. So this is related to the first evidences. Now we'll open the second evidences. So second evidences also have the partition, and this is a removable USB drive, and this is like their file system is called the ext fat, and they also have a root, and inside the root, you know they have recovered everything. Now the beauty is here they have recovered the secret project data also. So, and this is also the some kind of zip file. Okay, it is also recovered. So this is what the list of the files and folders that we have recovered inside the for this removable drive. Now let's check about the second evidence. They also have the partition, and inside that partition it is they have the FAT32, and I don't find anything interesting in it. That we'll see later on. And then we have this kind of unallocated space. Okay, so this is what the basic view of the evidence item. Now remember one thing, we have selected the profile. So what the FTK have done, in the Explorer you can get the basic evidence file system and file structure. Is it? If you check the autopsy, what the autopsy they normally do, they will provide the same kind of view. Like in the data source you have the evidence or a data source, and in the results you can find that these are the list of the items which was recovered by applying the ingest module. And in the case of the FTK we don't have the ingest module, that we know. But in the case of the FTK, you don't find any kind of extracted or result kind of file and folder structure in the case of FTK. But what the FTK normally do, FTK do apply those profiles, and after applying the profiles, the extracted evidences they normally listed on the top. Is it here, as you can see on the top? Okay, and if you check the FTK, sorry, the autopsies, they have listed all those extracted evidences after applying the ingest module here in the under the folder of a extracted content. So as you can see that you can find some instant program, extension mismatch detection, encryption, exit data. you know you can expect this kind of folder structure. What FTK has done, he has provided that kind of extracted evidences after applying the profile in the form of tab. So that's the second thing. Now let's see. So in the Explorer you don't find any, I would say, yes they do extracted the evidences, and but those evidences, for if you wants to access those evidences, you need to move into the profiles, and you need to find the file locations, and then only you can get your evidences. Okay, if you don't want to do this, then you can do one thing. The FTK had provided some more tabs here. So just click on the overview. Now the overview, you can find different evidence group that I'll discuss later on. The file items, as you can see that what kind of files it is got recovered, checked file items and evidence items, that we'll discuss later on. You can also find the file category, different file category also. Okay, like archive files, database files, document files, email files, executable files, folders, graphics, internet chat, mobile phones, it's 00, multimedia. And this information which you can see in the file category, they have, this is the overview of the tab which you can see on the top. Like you can see that in the email you can find only the email only, or email related files only. In the overview you definitely find this I would say this evidence is also inside the email here. Okay, so I would say that these things which are available on the top, they are well organized, grouped collection of the evidences which is either recovered or maybe it was taken it from your image. So this is what the overview of your entire case. Okay, now if you really interested into the email, this email tabs, it's only focus on the evidences related to the emails only, because we know that nowadays the email either through the Outlook or through your browser, they are important way to communicate or to exchange the data. So the FTK has given the separate email tab, and as you can see in the email tab, email attachment, email related items, there are almost 83 items as you can see. Suppose if I'll click on the specific item, you can find the detail also. Is it? Suppose if I'll click on the good job buddy, then you can find and the entire conversations in the file contained. Okay. Suppose if I'll click here also, you can find the very good file contained. So I would say the biggest strength of the FTK is the extraction of the evidences in depth. And the second one is a representation of the evidences in a way that the user can understand it. And the third one is, I would say, the categorization and the grouping of those evidences item wise. And the last one is the searching facility. That is too good. You don't find such facilities in the autopsy. Like even email replies, specific to the email replies only. These are the email. This is the deleted email replies. Okay, these all are the deleted email replies. Forwarded email, we don't have it. In the same way, the email archive also. This is the OST file. You can easily import this OST file, or you can open in the specific viewer also, and you just click on it. You can find here as see the conversation also. Okay, and you can find the different way to view that, view the content of a file. Now remember one thing, whenever you click on, suppose if I want to see that, click on this evidences, you can find the any of the file listing. If there is no file listing right now. Okay, and if you just click on the OST, inside the OST only, because this is related to the Outlook file, if you click on the deleted file, you can find the conversations. That's it. So for that, I don't want the specific OST viewer to view these emails. And whenever you click this file content viewer, where you can see the content, and on the other side, you can find two more options. Like you know you can find, you can check the path of it also. Is it? And see what conversations it has happened between the conspirator and this person only. That also you can, you can easily list out. Okay, and this everything is comes under the email conversation. So that also you can search it in a very easiest way. So I would say that this is what the very important of, I would say, the functionality of the FTK. Now let's see that email by date, that also you can see. Okay, delivered also we will use, if you want, you can search the email for the specific date also. Email addresses, how many email addresses, you can also get it for the receptionist also, CCBCC and from also. The email in the email folder, messages, even you can find the MIME type also. Okay, that's also the beauty of it. And you can see the PST file also. Okay, so this is what you can find it in the email. So email is morely focused on the email communication, which is very important in the most of the cases. Now, just besides the emails, you can find the graphics. See, the audio and video extraction from the image is also the one of the best strength of the FTK, which I have observed. Now, when you click on the graphics, you don't find any graphics. What we have to do is we have to select that from which evidence you want to access the graphics. So what we need to do is we just need to click here. You can find that now it is that this will be going to be its colors got changed. So this will shows the graphics, specific to this evidence. I would say that I'm not interested to see. I want to see only those graphics which will be found from the removable drive. So you just select it. I don't find any graphics from it because there was no graphics was available in that removable drive. I'll say that I want to see this from this only. So that's a beauty. Okay. Now, if you click on it, if you really wants to find the graphics for a specific location, also that also you can see. Like suppose I'm interested to see the graphics in the partition one only. Okay. So you just need to click here. Okay. So there is no graphics available in the partition one, but the graphic is available in the partition two. Now, suppose if somebody says that if you go ahead and if you want that, okay, I want to see the graphics related to the specific user. Okay. So that also you can, dig it. Okay. Like suppose I would say that informant is the actually it was informant was the name of the PC. Then I would say that from the desktop only. So you can also select the desktop. There is no graphics is available right now. Download only. Is it Google Drive only? So if you want, I think we also have something like pictures. So you can, you know select the specific locations, and according to that locations, the graphics will be available. Okay, so I would say that let me check the entire evidences. I'll say that so these are the list of the images which we have found from it was either recovered from the image. Okay, now so that's the one of the biggest strengths. So you can pick up the specific locations, and the any of the images which was recovered from that specific locations, you can see it here. Okay, so I'm going to deselect it. So it is got deselected. So that is what the options available in the graphics. Now, just beside the graphics, you can find the video option. And as I told you earlier, the graphics and the video is also the one of the strengths. So I would say that in the video, you'll find the different options like the wave files, the window media's audio, or the mid. Now, if you click on it, you can find the in the file listing, you can find the different types of files. And if you click on it, on the other side, you can find the player also. So you can immediately play the any of the files in the player. I think if you remember in the autopsy, we have the option is called application. Just a minute, let me check that. If I can show. So I think here we have one option is called the application. So application option was available with, I would say, with the autopsies, but in the case here in the FTK, you can find the respective player also. Okay, and so that is what the one more advantage. So here you can find the different media files, the audio files, which is you can find it here. Is you can see that almost 612 files recovered, video almost 159 videos has got recorded, mpeg, avi, and those videos that you can see. And you can, if you want to play any of the video, just double click it, you can start, the video will be start playing in the external player also. Okay, so let's see. So that's a video. Third option is called the internet oblique chat. So internet oblique chat, if you can see that I have this autopsy is able to find the chat almost 263 different chats, but he has categorized those chat in the form of the Google Chrome and the Internet Explorer browser. So he has given us these separate categorization. Now, if I move into the, this Chrome, you can find the history files, login files. Okay, that also you can find it, and you can find the detailed view on the other side also. Cache files also, the top sites also which was visited. Okay, here you can find the list of the top sites which he has visited. Okay, so this is what the view, this kind of the view you can get it on the in the different window. Okay, for the Internet Explorer also he has given us the different category. Okay, even internet shortcuts also you can find the category. So in the case of the internet oblique chat, in our case, I think we are able to find the communications through the Chrome browser, and we also got the communications through the Internet Explorer browser. So that also, you know, you can find it here. Okay. Now, how do we search the evidences? That we'll discuss later on. I just trying to aware you about the basic functionality. Then in the next sessions, we are going to solve the case related to our cloud leakage. In that case, you will get more idea that how do we use these functionalities to solve the case. Okay, so this is related to your, I would say, internet oblique the chat. Then there are some options available like a bookmark that we'll discuss practically. That is a best way. Now here you can find, which is the biggest strength of, I would say, adopts the FTK, is the live search and the index search. Okay. Now let's, if I wants to do a live search and index search, I would say that we'll first make a mind that what kind of keywords we want to search, which is very important. And I'm going to search both the keyword in both the platform, in the autopsy also and in the FTK also, and then we'll see the result. Okay. Now remember one thing, in the index search, the beauty is, like if you write any name, like you can find the index. They will give you the different options that what kind of indexed he has prepared. So what actually the FTK they normally do, while they were extracting the evidences, they also started preparing the index on the basis of the keyword also. So sometimes what will happen is, suppose, if you check this one, if you check our case, there is one, the name of the manager is, that is a Iman, IAMAN. So sometimes what will happen is we just write IAMAN. That's it. So they will say that, see, Iman underscore could be, this is also the one more, this could be the keyword. And remember one thing, this keyword, if you check that this keyword, the search item is around 1699. So I would say that this is the good keyword. Okay. And suppose I can say dot. Okay. So here you can find the different keyword which was extracted from the case, and they also calculate the hits in the entire image. Okay, so this will also help you to no to like the IAMAAA 16 times. Okay, so this will help us. Sometimes what will happen is, in the case where you don't get any clue, then you can search on the basis of the hit also. You can make a mind that, oh, the Iman underscore informant, this is the keyword I think you should use to search the evidences in this image. So this will help you in this way. So this is the very beautiful, I would say, the functionality which will be provided by the FTK. You don't have such options in the autopsy. So this is called the index search. This will help you. Okay, it will index the words with the total number of hits, and that the keywords you can use for to search the evidences. Now if you just think about the live search, live search is like, for that, we'll just see the case. Like, so Iman informant, he was a manager. Okay, and yes, he was a manager, and this manager is working with the company, and this company is preparing some state of the art technologies. And what happened is, this spy conspirator is the person who is the he could be the owner of the rival companies who would like to leak some of the sensitive informations related to this state of the art technology. Okay, so what he has contacted Mr. Informant, and informant has planned a data plan a detail no data leakage plan to leak some of the either the designs and other things from the OO company. So I would say that he has used the email service, he has used a personal cloud storage, And so I am going to take a 3 or 4 keywords. So I'm going to take first keyword is let it be a Iman. So I'm going to search for these 3 items in the, and I can apply the search filters. Now remember one thing, if somebody says that, sir, can I would like to search these 3 items in the emails and in the emails files and attachment. Now if somebody says that I would like to, we have added these 3 keywords search items, and we would like to say that these 3 keywords, it should be, for that you can select the search filters. But remember one thing, you can select only one search filter only at a time. That's it. So, and the second thing is, I have added the Iman, spy conspirator, and the data leakage. Now what I'm going to do is I also going to write Iman. I'll also, like, it could be the spy also. So I'll say spy. That could be the keyword also. And I'll say conspirator. This could be the keyword also. Okay. I think we also have some IP address. Let's see that. There could be one IP address also. It's a 10 dot something like this. So let's trying to generate the report, and for that you can click on the report, and in the report I think you have the different option. Now remember one thing, if you remember, we have labeled some of the important evidences which you can see on the screen. So these are the important labels. Now labels, they are used to label the evidences, but now we have to add those labels into the bookmark. If you don't add the labels into the bookmark, you are not able to include those bookmarks into the report. So whenever you do the case, label each of the evidences which are of your interest, and after labeling the evidences, the next part is to adding those, I would say, labels into the bookmark. So suppose take an example. Suppose let me click here, and okay, let me click here. So we have labeled the few evidences, important evidences. Now let me now click anywhere, right click, and you can find here 2 options. It's called a create bookmark or add bookmark. Okay, now let me first create the bookmark. So I'll say that create the bookmark. So I'm going to create the bookmark is. Now here, these are the email conversations. So I'm going to write is email. I'm going to write as email and add it. This email bookmark will have the evidences related to email conversation between spy and the name of the person is Iman. Okay, this is just I would say just the comment on it. Okay, now remember one thing, in this bookmark what you want to add. I'll say that I don't want to add right now. I just create a one bookmark is called email. And after creating the bookmark, you need to add this bookmark into where? You will find 2 options. One is a shared. Now remember one thing, if you add this bookmark into the shared, then everyone can access it. So not at all advisable. We'll add this bookmark into the GFSU. And if you remember, while you create the case, we have created this bookmark. So inside this GFSU, I would like to create this bookmark. So I'm going to say okay. Okay. Now, there are so many labels. So I would say that I would like to bookmark only those labels which related to the email attachment. Okay. So you can filter the labels on the basis of the keyword, or if you want, you can label, you can filter the I would say I would say labels on the basis of the label also. So I'm saying that I'm interested, I would like to see only the spy communication related. Okay, so that also you can see here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this labels into the, we'll add into the bookmark. So just click on the bookmark, and you know, you want to add only this evidences or all checked. Now see, all checked means those you have checked here, that you want to add, or you want to add a specific evidence only. So I would say that add bookmark, I would say add bookmark. If you say checked all, then it will add all those label which was checked. Okay, all highlighted, I have only one highlighted in the sense that I have highlighted only one of evidence only. So it's up to you. I would say that all checked. Okay, and where you want to add, you want to add into the GF issue, which is a local, not in the shared. Okay, that also you can click, and because it won't show me the list. Okay, so I'll say that okay, and now it is got added. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to create the bookmark. So in the FTK, what the terminology they normally use, whenever you find any of the evidences, label each of the evidences to find that label uniquely. And after labeling, you need to add all those label into the bookmark. Okay, so once you add the bookmark, which see bookmark, it could be like the images. Image bookmarks have the label relate all the evidences which is labeled related to the email. So the images. You may have the video bookmark. You may have the email bookmark. So email bookmark have the all the evidences which was labeled as an email. So you can create in this way. You can create the groups. Now after creating the groups, you just click on the report. Inside the report, I would like to includes only the bookmark which I have created. So just click on the bookmark. When you click on the bookmark, you will find that there are three or four items are there. So I'll say that I would like to add all those label which was added into the bookmark is called email conversation. So just click on it. Not okay. This is what now inside the image conversations. What do you want to include? I want to include the email attachment. Yes. So checked, unchecked. That also you can do. I want to export the files and include the links. That also, if you want, you can click on it. Okay, if you want other options, you need to select. So after that, you can click on the OK. They'll ask that what could be the label name of the report. Is it in what language? What could be the types of the reports you wants to generate? And just click on the OK, and your report will be generated. Now as you can see that this is the report is where you have the case overview, file overview, evidence list, is it, and you have the email conversation. So you can see that you will find all the email conversations here. And suppose if you says that okay, I want to see the email conversations related to this one, and you will click on this one. You have the detailed conversations of the between the Iman and the spy this the conspirator. So this is what the way you can generate your report. But remember one thing, whenever you do the case, label each of the evidences. If you want, you can create the label group also. And after creating the label, create the bookmark group and add those label into the bookmark group. And while generating the report, you can select those bookmark, and respectively the report will be generated. I think this is enough for this session, and in the next sessions we are going to apply all those functionalities on the case, and then you can get a more idea. I think. Thank you. Thanks a lot.